Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us once again for the Close to the Edge podcast. My name is Nick B. Of course, always joined by Tommy C. In Brooklyn. Tommy, how you doing? This is episode 7, I believe. And we welcome all our new viewers and old viewers, as well as all of our longtime listeners. And Tommy, how you doing? I heard you went to the eye doctor today. Getting old isn't fun.
I had to go get a nice checkup. Had to renew the old driver's license, which requires a little eye exam. So they did the little dilation, as they call it. So I'm all fucked up.
All blurry-eyed. All right.
I'm all blurred-eyed and shit.
Funny you mentioned the DMV, because in New Jersey here, there's been lines for months now due to the pandemic, which is really the theme of today's show. It's kind of the new normal is the episode name, and just want to talk about, how we dealt with the pandemic. It's been 1 year almost to the date where the country locked down. I know it's affected me and my family. It's affected my job. It's affected me emotionally and also physically. So we're going to get into that. And I'm curious to see how you've been dealing with this for 365 days, if not more. So just general, how have you been dealing with the new normal? How has it affected you personally from a professional standpoint? Obviously, from the dating scene, our listeners are always keen to hear about that. And, how did you feel, especially at the beginning? Because personally, when, I remember turning on the news and saying, oh, wow, this is kind of weird. They're locking down the country. My kids got school. I'm supposed to be going into Manhattan every day on a bus. It doesn't sound like the safest thing to do. So we were a little freaked out in the beginning, especially seeing everyone in the supermarket. You got to get your groceries, no toilet paper. I don't know if you're a doomsdayer, doomsday prepper, if you have TP all over the place, but we certainly did not. So a lot of things kind of hit at one time. So curious to see your experience during the pandemic, the early days, and now that we're 365 days into it. What has changed and just how it's affected you.
Well, I think like everybody else, I was like, oh yeah, in 2 weeks we'll be okay. And then that 2 weeks turned into we're almost a year now, a little over. I never got the whole toilet paper craze because according to the experts and the symptoms, you don't have explosive diarrhea if you get this disease. Right? You get the coughing, you get the sneezing. So I was surprised that it wasn't tissues, Kleenex would be going off the shelves, not toilet paper. So that still doesn't make sense to me. I don't know about you, but that was always a mind boggler. And then as far as I guess everyday life, it was weird not being allowed into a store the first time because I didn't have a mess. And that was like, I guess 2 weeks into it. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is really, really something.
That's crazy.
But other than that, it was just, like you said, it was the new routine. You can't go out without a mask. And in the beginning, it was like, I was wearing gloves, right?
Yeah, me too, definitely.
Because they were telling you, oh, dude, it lasts on cardboard for 2 weeks, or you can't touch this and that. I'm like, geez, what is going on here?
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, they say that people are suffering from COVID fatigue now, because similar to you, if you get an Amazon package, which, we were ordering stuff every day, are you supposed to leave it in the hallway for 2 days so the virus magically disappears? Same with the gloves, going to a supermarket, gloving up, mask. I was doing 2 masks before it was cool. Now Fauci says wear 2, 3, 5 masks. I was doubling up back then. going into the supermarket like this with the gloves and the gas mask. And now a year in, I don't know how long it took you to unglove, but I only did the gloves for like 3 weeks probably, and then it was like, okay, kind of lame. I'll just do the hand sanitizer. But even hand sanitizer disappeared for quite a while. So toilet paper, like you said, and hand sanitizer was very hard to come by.
I still do the gloves when I shop
Oh
because
wow,
people give you the looks when you're like picking fruit and
yeah,
you have your bare hands on it, so you get the freaking evil stink eye
yeah.
from the old lady when you're picking a vegetable or fruit. So I still glove up when I go out,
Oh,
food shopping
admirable.
wise.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to cause any trouble. But other than that, I really don't go out besides food shopping or throw the garbage and whatnot. So uh, yeah, like I said, I guess I still wear gloves, especially during the winter. You got to wear gloves anyway because it's cold. So
True, true.
I,
Yeah,
I, I, I guess I'll see if I'll keep the gloves on when it starts getting warmer.
hey, it worked for OJ, right? So,
Right,
I
right.
mean, so wow, 365 days he's still wearing gloves. Yeah, we stopped the gloves thing as soon as we were able to secure hand sanitizer and wipes. It's like, okay, I'd rather just wipe this down, wipe my hands when we're done. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, the new normal. Is the audio breaking up again to our listeners and fans? We are testing out a few different mediums right now. Right now, we're doing the Zoom thing. We'll see if how this works. I'm getting a little conflicting audio. I'm not sure how Tommy's end is looking.
It broke up for a little bit, but now it's okay.
Okay, so yeah, it's really crazy. So luckily, I've been fortunate to work from home for a year now, and to think that I used to commute like four hours each day just to go into Manhattan
Right.
is it's going to be definitely difficult to go back to that life. I assure you. So, I mean, even though luckily, knock on wood, family's been okay during the whole pandemic, especially friends and family. No real complaints. So, in a way, a lot of the pandemic. Actually, there were some good things to come out of it. One being antisocial, like I know you are. I mean, this is like a dream. Especially like you can pay in advance now for restaurants, and if you're doing takeout, you don't even have to see the person and tip them. So you just pre-tip, they just leave it outside. A lot of that stuff, being a sociopath, is really really helpful. I don't know if you share similar experience there.
Well, I think it's interesting you mentioned the whole work thing because I just saw a article today and they said that 90% of businesses that they surveyed said they're not going to return full time to in office
That would be
uh,
great.
activity. Uh, there were 5% that said they're not going to come back at all, but most of them are going to adopt a every other day type situation,
Yeah.
or they said they can't force people to come to work if they don't feel comfortable. But I guess that's job dependent, right? If you're cleaning up garbage, you kind of have to
Yep.
be in
Yep.
person, as opposed to someone
Yep.
like you can actually work on your computer from home. So
And even if you're stocking the toilet paper at Walgreens, they need you.
right,
You're on the front line.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I would say you're definitely lucky to have a job where you can do it remotely. Uh, and I guess I would say you probably do it better because from the
Oh,
reaction
definitely.
reaction I got from my friends is that saving the 2 hour commute is a huge just booster to their morale. They get more sleep,
Yep.
and then they're just more productive throughout the day.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know
for
if
me, having two kids at home surprisingly has been working well because I've been hiding down the basement. Even when I take a vacation day, I pretend to the wife that I got another busy day downstairs. Don't bother me. Don't even come down. And but it's been yeah. I mean, it's just 4 hours of lost time commuting on a bus. We did go back and try it out, going back to Manhattan to the office for like a month back in October, and I took the bus like an idiot because I get driving into Manhattan from New Jersey every day, or it just wasn't going to do it. Plus, it cost hella cheddar. It was like
Right.
$30 just for parking, $60 for tolls, gas, what have you. So I started doing the bus, and it's like a horror movie,
Yeah.
because if you just hear one, then it's like, oh, you're stuck on this vehicle, no air. It's crazy. But luckily, got out of it, and they shut down the office again after Thanksgiving, figuring everyone had a super spreader. So, have
So
you been?
what
Oh, please go ahead.
I would say, have you heard back from your employer to
It's
see what?
been pretty quiet. It's right now it's still on a voluntary basis. So if you feel like getting COVID, they're more than welcome to keep the office open. But most people are just doing the work from home thing until it becomes, mandatory. But again, been fortunate to work from home for a year. It's really you know the commute was a lot of my pain when
Right.
thinking of my job. So to take that away, plus you take the social aspects of having to speak to people, whether it be delivery people or coworkers, it's a win-win over here.
Right. All right. That's cool.
Now, have you
Yeah.
have you been visiting a lot of the outdoor restaurants in Brooklyn or in Manhattan? Have you been traveling a lot? Some people even are like taking road trips to like Florida. Have you done any of that, or you've been pretty much staying in?
I have not done zero traveling as far as to outer state. Otherwise, I have been to the city for doctor's appointments and whatnot. I've been to one. I've been to one outdoor dining place during the summer.
I missed that invite. Let me check my phone. It's
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty sick. My friend had a wedding actually in October.
Wow.
That was like the
Super
first time.
spreader, or
No, I mean, knock on wood, I got tested before and after, and I'm no problems at all.
wow.
But
Surprised
other than that, those two occasions, have not been out. Well, when you have parents who are in the quote unquote, the bad age bracket.
mhm.
Uh,
Oh yeah, of course.
I
And
don't,
who doesn't? I mean,
I can't live as dangerously or taking
as you
as
used
many
to,
chances
which I
as I
mean
used
you
to.
were. I mean, salty dog every Saturday, you
Right.
name it.
But they got both the vaccines now, so I feel a little more comfortable
You're next,
go
my friend.
going back into the force. Yeah, I mean, once it gets to our age bracket, I'll definitely look into it. Hopefully, it's
And
just one shot.
with your birthday around the corner, my friend, you're inching up towards that higher age bracket,
Yeah,
as we all are.
it'd just be nice to get back to somewhat a regular life, especially when other states are up and running, no problem. Texas, Florida.
Yeah.
So it's you want what they have. It's like, oh man, you're envious.
Well,
I
I
can
mean,
I can see why
I'm
people move there.
I'm most envious of Wuhan, where the virus originated from. You look at pictures now; no one has masks on. They're at clubs and while out, having the time of their lives. So, but that brings me
Right.
back to when the virus first spread here, or when we started hearing about it on Twitter and on TV, and seeing like these images on Twitter of people over there just dropping dead in the street. There was some real panic going on as to what really this is, and even a year later, I don't think anyone really knows. If you get the vaccine, I just saw your buddy Fauci on some interview. If you get the vaccine, even 2 shots, well, you could still be asymptomatic and spread, so you still have to wear 3 masks. So I don't think anyone really knows what's going on, and I mean, hopefully, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
I think nobody knows anything about this disease. They think they know, but then they don't know. Because I thought asymptomatic you can spread it. So now he's saying that you can even after
It's
the
all fake
vaccine.
news, my friend. Fake
I don't
news.
know. I don't know, dude. It's
Well,
crazy.
it's the same. We go to breakfast every now and then because they have a 25 percentage indoor dining. So
Right.
we take the fam early Sunday. No one's there, but again, you go to the place. You have to wear a mask. As soon as you get to your table, you can take the mask off, and
Mask.
then when you're leaving, you put the mask back on and leave. It makes the whole mask thing. I don't. You know, none of it really adds up when you really think about it. But hopefully, the masks are doing anything. Uh, I mean, the fact that this is the world's deadliest virus, and what you take your mask off and you wear it again the next day and the next day. There's no like garbage bins that are for hazmat for your mask to be disposed of.
Right.
I mean, it's really you can really get your conspiracy theorist on related to this virus. But luckily, Cuomo. I mean, you're being led by Cuomo. He's got everyone's best interests here in line. So nothing
Sure,
to
I
worry
believe it.
about.
And I know you were a big fan of people building inside facilities outside, so you
Yeah,
can quote
especially
unquote.
I was in Bay Ridge the other day, and I forgot to text you, but yeah,
Sick.
yeah, I was in Bay Ridge the other day, and driving along Third Ave, which I mean, you and I, we used to light that avenue up, and you see, I mean, they're full buildings outside,
Right.
full enclosed. Maybe they have a fan going on inside, or they have some fake like air purification going on, but I mean, the fact that you can't eat inside unless the structure is built outside, then you can eat inside. It makes very little sense. And I don't know. Again, hopefully there's light at the end of the tunnel here, because I think we're all growing again COVID fatigue, as they say.
Yeah, and you know how bad parking is in Brooklyn, so now these structures are taking up all the parking spaces as is. Like I know around me, I mean, we lost, I mean, two over here, two over there. I mean, those are four parking spots for their quote unquote outdoor, indoor structures.
Well,
So
even
yeah, it's crazy.
Penny Antico and Bay Ridge name drop. They're not a sponsor,
Sure.
but if they're listening, we're happily accepting applications. But people are sitting outside there because it's outdoor dining. It's always has been. And I
Right.
mean, if you remember that block, there's the sewer gas is coming up that people are eating their, prosciutto sandwiches, smelling sewer gas and car fumes. It's like very odd, but and this is in the middle of winter too, so they're freezing, breathing in sewer gas, car exhaust, double parked cars honking, all that, pigeons crapping on your sandwich. It's really interesting. The new normal. Hopefully, we all get back to indoor dining very soon, at 50%, 75%. You know,
Uh, I hope so, man. Because like you said, people are just tired of it. They got the quote unquote Corona fatigue.
yeah.
So I mean, we have to get back to somewhat of a normal lifestyle again, though.
How do you see? I mean, do you see us ever going back to normal? I know the politicians are all pushing the Great Reset and the new normal. I mean, is it going to be commonplace to, if you go to the supermarket, just put a mask on? If you ever take the subway again, just always have the, like Biden always has his mask in his pocket here. Just
I
carry that forever. I mean, it's hard to think of ever going back to 2019 or how it
Well, I
used
think
to be.
it's definitely going to change work and business for sure. Because why would you ever go back to the office if you're more productive now than
Yeah,
you were being there, right? Why would you inconvenience somebody to travel 2 hours one way, 2 hours back?
you'd be
If
surprised.
if you can just stay home, be more productive, and not worry about this, because it's not just worry about COVID at your workplace. It's like you said, it's traveling on the
Yep.
train or on the bus or car or what have you.
And then
So
what? All it takes is one person to get it, and now your office is shut down for 2 weeks. It could
right.
be 40 people don't have it, but now they have to stay at home. So it's going to be very risky for businesses, not just mine, but businesses all around Manhattan and major cities. It's going to be quite a challenge, and I'm sure everyone is working overtime to figure out how to address that, if there is even an answer.
Well, my friend's in sales, and he goes, "It's going to change us going forward. Like we don't have to travel to Ohio to do a sales pitch. We just do a Zoom thing.
Exactly.
We
I
don't
mean,
have
it's changed podcasting. I mean,
right.
the 3-year break, it took a pandemic to get
Get
it
us
going
back
again.
together. Yeah. So there are some positives, and we'd be stupid if we don't learn and make the changes going forward. Uh, once this thing is done, hopefully by summertime, they say. But
Like Easter, magic, like a miracle is just going to go away, my friend. Just two weeks to flatten the curve. Biden has 100 days to whatever defeat the virus. So I mean, if 2 weeks turned into 1 year, I'm worried about what 100 days is going to equal to in politician talk.
well, I think realistically, we're going to be in masks till the end of the year. I just think that's what's going to be. You're the one with the kids. Are you? Because they said they're going to test kids with the vaccine. So I don't know if that's something you and the
Yeah, that's
wifey
scary.
are looking
Scary.
into or proponent of. Because I'm sure you want to get back to the classroom learning for the kids. No.
Well, yeah. So my kid is going 5 days, but it's for 3 hours, and it's only with two other kids, and they
Mm.
they make them wear masks. I'm more worried about how this is messing up the kids' development, not being able to see, this lower portion of kids' faces to read emotions, and their teacher is wearing a frigging astronaut helmet, like one of those spit guards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like not normal, and it's an interesting time to be a parent, that's for sure, especially of young kiddies. But I've never been an anti-vaxxer, but this one, you hear so many different things, and you don't even know who's telling the truth, what's right, what's wrong. No long-term effects have been studied. Obviously, it's a brand new vaccine technology, so I mean, I'm not going to be rolling up the sleeve anytime soon. In the end, the wifey always has veto power, but we'll see.
Right.
I never took the flu shot until I got married. Then she forced me to. So maybe I'll be first in line for the COVID jab.
Well, I mean, flu shot. I have not had the flu shot in the last 5 years, and knock on wood, no flu. The
Mm-hmm.
previous 3 years, I got the flu shot every year, and guess what? I got the flu every year.
Crazy,
So
my friend.
I'm with you on the no flu shot thing. Uh,
Yep.
this one we don't know. It's a little different. Here, it's just a more convenient because you cannot have a flu shot and still travel and go to restaurants and whatnot. With this, you might not have to.
Which is
Going to
crazy.
concerts and
Well, yeah,
restaurants.
it started as a conspiracy theory on Twitter, back when this first came out, that we're going to need vaccine passports, and everyone was making a
Right.
big joke about it, how like big government and big tech are going to control our lives, and you're not going to be able to go anywhere, walk your dog unless you show on your phone that you got vaccinated. Now, slowly and slowly, it's becoming truth, and it went from being a meme to reality here, where I'm hearing it more and more, but like on the news, not just from people on Twitter. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, if we ever want to see Tyler Hilton again or Ryan Cabrera, we might have to roll up the sleeve, take one for the team.
Right. No, I agree, and I think big tech is a separate podcast that we can
Yeah,
get into at a later date because we can really go down the rabbit hole with the big tech and power and et cetera, et
yeah,
cetera.
and we've
Um,
seen it the past year, that's for sure.
but but yeah, like you said, we have to, even if you don't want it, we have to suck it up and get that shot to go do what we used to do.
To do you in a
To
way.
do you, bro. Right.
Listen, this has been going on a bit long. I know you have a hard stop at 8:30 for reasons we'll address at a later podcast.
Right, right, right.
But any final thoughts on the pandemic, how it's affected you, where you'd like to see the world go? Jerry
I th-
Springer moment.
no, I think going forward, we just like to see somewhat of uh, a movement in the right direction. I think we're seeing it with Florida opening up, Texas opening up. So that gives me hope that more states are going to follow in the coming weeks and coming months, and that we're going to get this thing under control, and we're going to be back to a normal life, but a different normal life.
That's what scares me. The word different.
Yeah.
And, how many years will it take, if ever, to get back to what we had and we all took for granted for so many years? Crazy.
Well, different doesn't have to be bad. Different could be good. You know what I
You've
mean?
always been an optimistic, my friend, and what a great way to end the podcast. We want to thank
Right.
all the listeners and viewers. Thank you for sticking with us as we experiment with new technology. We're trying out the Zoom today. Maybe tomorrow we're going to Microsoft Teams. Maybe the next day we're going to, who knows, maybe I'll go get the vaccine and go to Tommy C's house. We'll do it in person. So stay tuned. Thank you for the support. As always, it's been Nick and Tommy C, Close to the Edge podcast. We will see you in the next one. You take care now.
Latest.